Hi class, welcome back, and we're on module 15, and so this week we are looking at population problems and improving the environment. And so this week we're just going to read the text, and there's going to be 3 short videos you're going to watch on climate change denial. And so this is an area that actually interests a lot of social scientists. It's the fact that there's a lot of people out there who will disagree with science. And there's a lot of consequences to that. But it's interesting to look at why people do that. And so there's a few videos that get into the actual denial of science here. So we're going to have a Dropbox assignment that's associated with one of the videos. And you're going to watch that video and use a sociological perspective to explain that video. And then, of course, you're going to log on to your classmates' initial post on module 14 and do a total of 6 responses at a minimum to the two threads, so 3 to each thread. And then you'll post an initial post to this week's 2 discussion threads. Those both have videos attached to them. And finally, you'll complete part 2 of your assignment and get started on your end of the semester paper. And so I will go down these assignments with you and show what we have here. So this doubt video will actually be replaced with a Dropbox. So it's going to be a Dropbox called Doubt. And this Dropbox is going to be a video you're going to watch where you are going to watch the video and try to explain it using sociological perspective. And you could choose one of the 3 main perspectives that we share in this class. Then we have the module 15 discussion forum. There's 2 videos attached to this. One is an interview of Fareed Zakaria interviewing Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he talks about the idea of cherry picking science, and he discusses the fact that scientists do debate amongst themselves, but they're not debating against objective truths. They're debating on small things on the peripheral of what's being discussed. And so he gets into that and talks about how objective truth should be utilized in political decisions. And the next is from University of Queensland from New Zealand, and this is a video that looks at the worldview backfire effect. And this discusses how someone, if someone doesn't agree with something and you go and you prove to them that their worldview is wrong, it may reinforce their worldview thinking. And so this discusses how you would talk to somebody about a sensitive topic in a way that might avoid this effect. And so in this video, the school shows some examples of social scientists having people's worldview being challenged, and they end up having their ideas be reinforced. And that's not the idea. When you're discussing something with somebody, you want to have an actual discussion and hopefully, teach them something, and you walk away with some information. And lastly, we have our final project. And for this, you're taking project part 1 and project part 2, and you're going to stitch them together to write a very short paper. This paper has to be a minimum of 3 pages. And you can condense a lot of information to 3 pages. And it shouldn't be very difficult for you. And what we're doing is, as you remember earlier in the semester, I showed you that triangle of retention, and one of the top measures of what you're learning is your ability to teach somebody else. So this paper is going to be looked at as a way to teach somebody what you know. And so you're going to take your social problem or your issue, discuss why it's a social problem, and then I want you to include the following. So have the reason why this is a social problem. Again, that gets back to the earlier part of the text. Discuss who this problem directly impacts. Then I want you to discuss any spillover, so any other people who feel consequences indirectly as a result of this problem. Give a brief history of the problem, and provide a sociological explanation of the social problem using one of the sociological perspectives, or you can use a variety of them. And lastly, you're going to propose a possible solution to the problem. And that's just going to be your area of getting into creativity. Where do you see an opportunity to actually address this problem? And I think in social problems, that's kind of the fun part, is when you're able to take a problem, identify it, and then explain how you can possibly make it better. And this happens quite a bit with problems. We have a problem. Well, how are we going to get past complaining about it and end up moving towards ameliorating it or dealing with it or hopefully eliminating some of these problems? So if you have any questions, make sure you get back to me. This final project is going to be due at an odd time. It's going to be due next Friday. So not this Friday, but it's going to be due on the 1st. And the reason for that is I'm going to put these together for your final discussion. That's going to go up a little bit early. So you'll be able to have your final week in this class be a discussion. And it should be a good opportunity for you to teach each other and learn and have a good time. So thank you so much for all your hard work, and I do appreciate those of you who are logging in and doing the work. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. Thank you.